Hello, I'm Reagan Murphy, an Australian journalist, retired, 45 years in the game, covering all sorts of topics, politics especially, local, state, national, international trade, awards. I've won a few, but then again, too few to mention. But for the last 12 years, I've been covering America in great detail, in microscopic detail, and in particular, I've been in there batting for Donald Trump, alongside Charlie Kirk. Although we only spoke once on the phone, we thought alike. He was much more erudite than I was, and I was always trying to get him to consider coming to Australia, because he would have been great at one of our Australian CPACs up in Brisbane. But it's not going to happen now because he's been shot in an assassination at a Utah university yesterday. But this is what I would like to say about Charlie Kirk. Even Australia mourns Charlie. Charlie Kirk was a voice for the voiceless. He was not a self-promoter, promoting his national speaking engagements via Turning Point, sure. He was not a political candidate. His name was never front and centre. Not in billboards, not on TV ads, not on broadsheet press ads, unless it was merely to introduce himself to those who didn't know him, so he could speak on behalf of a presidential candidate called Donald J. Trump in 2016, 220 and 224. Or on podcasts to extol the virtues of raising a Christian family by putting God first and by respecting the Sabbath, giving up cell phones and devices, one day a week to reflect on the death and resurrection of Jesus. His own name never appeared on any of his t-shirts. God's did, Trump's did, 45 and 47 did, America First did. Freedom did. Freedom of speech did. The Great American Comeback did. He proudly wore and gave away thousands of red baseball caps saying, "Make America Great Again." That was actually the very last merchandise he was seen gleefully throwing out to the crowd on that Utah University campus yesterday from under that little marquee he was sitting under, holding that microphone 200 yards from a sniper, atop a roof taking aim at his throat, as Charlie started answering a question on mass shooting deaths and gun control. His arterial blood spurted out from his throat as his eyes closed and his head dropped to his right. Aptly, still clutching that microphone in his unconsciousness, defiant in death, defending free speech. It was over a minute before that microphone dropped from his lifeless clutch. The loony left will do all it can to bury his martyrdom and his legend. It is now up to each and every one of us to pick up Charlie's microphone and carry on his unfinished evangelism to educate America and the world about the blessed goodness of God through Jesus Christ and President Trump, and raising a family with good old-fashioned conservative American 1980s values to make America great again, and in time to achieve a lasting world peace. By supporting our only hope of that ever happening, President Trump. I'm Reagan John Murphy. I'm an Australian retired journalist, and I have been admiring Charlie Kirk for the past 12 years, as many millions of you have. R.I.P. Charlie Kirk.